Hello, 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 and welcome to Three Amigos Ink and Splatter, A Lonely Soul in the Darkness, Volume 1, Issue 1, Artist in the Spotlight. I'm your host, Marie Moldovan, and this late night Artist in the Spotlight edition features Mary Grace Gonzales. Now, if you haven't gotten a copy of the anthology, Three Amigos Ink and Splatter, The Lonely Soul in the Darkness, Volume 1, Issue 1. It's available on Amazon in both grayscale and color copy. The grayscale is considerably cheaper, but it lacks the vibrant colors that the color copy edition adds. And oftentimes, when you convert a beautiful piece of art from its vibrant colors to black and white, you miss out on many different layers that cannot be seen in the hues of black and gray. Anyways, I know that title is quite a long mouthful and a half, but it is the title of the book, the anthology. And the anthology includes artists from all over the world, both writers, actually, not both. It includes writers, lyricists, artists, both of various different mediums, whether it be photography, painting, and so on, and storytellers, as well as masters of meditation. So the book does include meditation, as well as poetry, short stories, and various different forms of graphic arts. The artist, Mary Grace Gonzales, contributed a number of pieces to the book, along with some of her art. She is actually quite a talented artist. If you've never heard of Mary Grace Gonzales, look her up. She actually has a book of poetry on Amazon titled Where You Can Find Me. And I definitely recommend that book because I own it. I own a copy myself, and I quite enjoy it. Mary Grace is quite the lyricist and quite the lyricist, quite the poet, and quite the artist. So check her out on Amazon, and the title of the book is Where You Can Find Me. Now, a little bit about Mary. Mary is an artist, cartoonist, poet from Pila, Languana, Philippines. Her most recent achievement was the publishing of her poetry book, the one I just previously mentioned, Where to Find Me. The piece that I'm going to be reading of Mary's today is titled The Ruling of the Flowers. Now, if you're tuning in via video, you can see that there are 3 images on the screen. Those are art pieces by Mary Grace. And just to let you know, Mary Grace is actually featured in one of our art anthologies titled Shattered Psyche, Volume 1.3. She is featured with a few other artists. Now, that specific publication is now being revamped because we are moving from Amazon to Barnes and Noble, and so that publication is only available for a limited time on Amazon, and because it will be altered so drastically, it will become an edition 2. So the current publication available on Amazon, Shattered Psyche, Volume 1.3, will become a collector's item because it will be pulled off and changed so much that it will be a one-of-a-kind publication. Now, the cool thing about the Shattered Psyche publication is that it is a virtual art gallery between the bindings of a paperback hardcover, and it features artists from all over the world, but also funds raised, 50% of profits raised from the sales of the Shattered Psyche anthologies will be donated to diabetes research. So if you haven't gotten a copy of that, I suggest check it out before it's gone, and I recommend it because I'm telling you, It will become a collector's item. So, the poem that I'm going to read of Mary Grace's is called The Ruling of the Flowers. The ruling of the flowers, hiding in the sun's nowhere. Think nonchalant clouds got me sporting my night tresses unbound. I'll look shocked out of my wits if they're my friend tortured by mad heat. Somebody I used to know belittled. It's grace. That he did went far to tanning like coal. Oh, but I'm well exaggerating. I walked past some trees, I noticed how senselessly nature captured to accommodate diverse scents awesomely smelt. I find this unbottled by fragrant companies. I'm minding the morels. I get to stumble my foot on nothing can duplicate nature. So wreak my pleasure on to overdrive. Today came out too lucky a day is for me. Was I mere shallow? So what? I nibbled much of cheese full stuffed, my cheeks puffed from fluffing. Must I cut over eating? The mirrors just can't lie, I'll try to. If ever, my reading engrossed me a lot. Dickinson got me riddled, in fact, but I'm tangled. Romance is getting me out of tune. Love scenes, a pleasure I'm well guilty of. Schmaltzy stuff to purge, nerds, talk not of those, but that is where my passion lie. I suppose I'm a love junkie, though young. It spooky? Is it spooky? I try reading this suspenseful crap. The mere idea stalked me to death. I get to conjure swoony scenes, until I am myself malaised. Hop off this thinking, hush. Losing track of time, I'm still but all amused. By myself, much? Dialogue ensued. Nobody's the audience. How rude am I to camaraderie? How rude am I to camaraderie? How rude. Unprepared for a halt, oblivion's put asunder. Behold all the flowers, they're all gay and full of bloom. I deduced unlightened, I got derelicted to thinking how is not yet the right time. A pleasing surprise I would have met still for today lie in my eyes. I much long awaited to see. Sure, all thoughts just flew. Draw me to you, escape me from what's the all self-centered me. The trouble with oneself cry, look where the outside sigh. And once again, that's a poem by Mary Grace Gonzales titled The Ruling of the Flowers, found in 3 Amigos Ink and Splatter, The Lonely Soul in the Darkness, Volume 1, Issue 1. Mary did contribute a number of pieces to the anthology, which is quite exciting because I feel Mary to be a very talented artist and writer. Definitely worth the read and the time in the reading. And she has an amazing and unique way of expression. If you ever take a look at Mary's writing in print, you can definitely tell that it's her just by the style. Now, I could review this piece, or I could just draw your attention to this one line. I nibbled, well, it's a couple of lines, but I nibbled much of cheese full stuffed, my cheeks puffed from fluffing. Must I cut over eating? The mirror can't lie, I'll try to, if ever. That line really stands out. It is very interesting. Basically, she talks about, the mirror. She paints the picture of the mirror telling tales of the muse in this poem being overweight or unhealthy looking in size. And she suggests to herself in her internal banter, the muse's internal banter, that, she must change how she looks. And I found that very interesting because most of the time, When we look at ourselves in the mirror, we have a warped sense of what we actually look like. And depending on our, our state of mental health and our self-esteem and so on and so forth, it doesn't matter what size you are, you will look in the mirror and pick yourself apart, you are beautiful as you are. Of course, walking and taking care of yourself and making sure that you have a balanced diet are important things. But 99.9% of the time, we have a tendency to tear ourselves apart and put ourselves down and think ourselves a lot less attractive than we actually are. And the interesting thing is, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. And until you learn to love yourself, you will never see the beauty that is you. So that stuck out to me because I felt the message of, learning to love yourself so you can see the true beauty of you. I want to thank Mary Grace for her contributions to the anthology and other anthologies because, she's an amazing artist. And I just wanted to say that again, an amazing artist. And if you haven't checked her out, check her out. Check her book out on Amazon.com. And it is titled Where to Find Me by Mary Grace. So that poem and many other poems was part of the anthology compiled by Three Amigos Ink and Splatter, which is a group on Facebook. It's a poetry group that was started by myself and my partners, friends, comrades, Joe Mycott and Alicia Hodge. We started the group so that we could give individuals the opportunity to contribute to anthologies and so on and so forth and get their voices heard. It's a little bit of a passion of mine because I kind of like being able to put together artists' work and create artwork for it and so on and so forth and put it together in a manner that demonstrates the power of an artist. Because when you have pieces of poets and artists and, storytellers from all over the world in one book, and it is a demonstration of peace, because that means that all those artists can come together collectively, put their work in a collaborative type format, and be published together, no matter what their creed, background, status, whatever it is. They can, they come together in a book, which, and again, I'm going to say, is a demonstration of peace. Now, if we could do that worldwide with everything in our life, come to a common goal and work together for that common goal, I think our world would be, a better place. Once again, you can get the copy of the anthology on Amazon, and it is available in grayscale and color copy. I kind of prefer the color copy, but the grayscale is more affordable. So, with that being said, I bid you adieu and say bye-bye till next time. Have a wonderful day or night, whichever it may be, wherever you are at this point in time.